What's up, YouTube? We're back on PokeMMO, and today I have a big topic to cover, and that is raid preparation. So this is going to be a complete guide to get you guys ready for raid season, which is coming up, starting with the Halloween event, at least what we know of. Of course, everyone is hoping for raids before then, but that is at least the guarantee that I can give you is Halloween will be the start of raid season, and I'm sure you've seen information like this over the internet, but the time to start preparing for them is now. Reason number one is that it's extremely cheap to breed Pokemon right now. And I would say like one part B of that is breeding raid Pokemon as well. When raid season comes around, you can even breed like two of each, sell off one during raid season, and the profits of that will be insane and cover the cost of breeding both of them to begin with. Yeah, if you guys are very into the game, just trust me. Raid season makes prices go wild, so definitely get it done now if you want to save some yen. And as a beginning player, you should always be looking to do that. The other thing that I want to get across to you guys before we start the guide is that raids are the best rewards you can ever receive in PokeMMO. Okay, and that's just without a doubt a fact. You can of course like earn rewards for yourself through flipping for profit. That's extremely complicated, and new players frankly don't have the base cash stack to even start that, or the knowledge base. So I wouldn't worry about that. What I'm talking about is getting in-game rewards. Raids are without a doubt the best. It's just not a question, and I'll show you, for example, why. So right here, I have a Darkrai summoning orb because I completed the Halloween raids. This is an untradeable item, meaning that if you skipped out on the raids, tough, you don't have Darkrai. Like, there's just no way around it. If you want to have access to Darkrai, you have to beat all the raids. And if you don't, then you don't. So we'll see if Darkrai comes back. He might be a recurring reward, so it's possible like you could get him in the next Halloween event. Either way, though, the point still stands, is that beating all the raids gives you access to a legendary Pokemon that is often absolutely busted and just cool to have because it's the only way that you can get your hands on them. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get into the guide. I hope that you guys are taking it as seriously as I am. I'll go ahead and show you my raid box right here. This is just like a bunch of raid ready Pokemon, and some of them are from rewards. Yeah, this is an insane pull I got actually from Lunar, I think. Kind of nuts. You can see here. Yeah, see? So even besides the like legendaries at the end, you get these insane Mons, alpha with a particle effect and some good IVs. I mean, pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I want to show off, before we get into the more specifics, two Pokemon that I think everybody should have, okay? And I guess we can, well, now let's start with the actual one that I recommend the most. It's going to be Murkrow, okay? So, excuse me. So, you're going to need a Prankster Murkrow. This is very important. Make sure it has hidden ability. If it doesn't, it's worthless. I'll just go ahead and price check this for you guys really quick. And we'll go hidden ability, yes, please. All right, extremely cheap. It's so funny how, like, I almost wish that I started this game, like, now compared to when I did. Because when I started this game, these were like 200K, believe it or not. There's been a lot more of them brought into the game through, frankly, mysterious balls and a couple of other ways. But I would say more than, like, the reason why this is so low is because of mysterious balls. But take advantage of it, okay? This might skyrocket in price when raids come around. I'm just letting you guys know. Okay, so the reason that you want a Prankster Murkrow, I've talked about Prankster before, but it gives priority to status moves, and dark type foes are immune to its effects. So definitely something to look out for with Halloween raids. There definitely will be some dark type raid Pokemon, and we'll get into that. And you'll just have to find another way around that. But for the most part, and because also we're not just preparing for Halloween, we're preparing for the whole raid season, which is going to be Halloween and Christmas and the Lunar New Year event, okay? So, you're going to want a Prankster Murkrow. That means that you get to move first, unless you're fighting a dark type, which is fair. And the point of that is going to almost always be Tailwind. So, yeah, I mean, this is just like the number one way that we control speed against the raid Pokemon, is that we just set our Tailwind and then we don't have to worry about it. You can even breed like mediocre speed Pokemon and they'll still outspeed because of the Tailwind, okay? That's the point. And then some other nice benefits as well. First, I'll say is Quash. The user suppresses the target and makes them go last. So if you've never like done a raid before, uh, excuse me, the raid Pokemon will attack 4 times, okay? Because there's 4 of you attacking it. You each get to attack once, and then it will attack 4 times. And then it has its 2 adds, we call them, like additional Pokemon, that will attack as well. Okay, so that's 6 total attacks from the boss and 4 for us. So if you can prevent 4 of those attacks and make them go last, that's helpful. And again, hopefully you don't have to with Tailwind, but this is a nice backup move. Then we have Defog, a strong wind. Excuse me. A strong wind blows away the target's obstacles such as reflect or light screen. It also lowers the target's evasiveness. Okay, so that's, I mean, what I just read. That's why we want it. Okay, some of the bosses will set up screens and they can be annoying. This immediately gets rid of them, and it also has an added effect of lowering the target's evasiveness. So if you're using moves that have like 90 base accuracy, like high jump kick, or even worse, like focus blast, this can be huge, especially if your whole team is using them, because now you're taking that roll to miss many more times. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later. And then finally, haze, which the user creates a haze that eliminates every stat change among all the Pokemon engaged in battle. Okay, and this is also incredibly crucial because a variety of the raid Pokemon will start, or at least attempt to boost their stats like crazy. I remember one from, I believe it was Christmas, and we'll get into it more later, was Tangrowth, and it would use Ancient Power and boost up like to an insane level. I mean, when I did them, that was by far the most obnoxious raid to beat. It sucked, frankly, because it just felt like RNG. It felt like if, well, first of all, RNG if it even used Ancient Power, and I know you can like bait it to use different stuff by using different Pokemon that are weak to certain like blah blah blah, whatever. Okay, like you've like the point of this video is to prepare for your Pokemon in advance, and then you got to make do with what you got, and that sucked. So yes, this was very crucial in negating its Ancient Power boosts, and it's just helpful. It's helpful in general. Okay, so that's Murkrow. Definitely make sure you have one. Frankly, when raid season rolls around and they're like a bit tough, people will just straight up not like let you do the raid with them if you don't have one. So I'm just letting you guys know right now. Level 80 Murkrow with these moves. It's not the most expensive thing to get. Pick it up, or you will be excluded from doing raids. Okay. Next, I already saw it over here, but this is going to be a heal block Gothitelle. Okay, this is so very important. Okay, so I've given mine like max speed just to like make sure it doesn't move after the boss. So yeah, that's just like a minor thing. I also put a choice scarf on it at times as well. And then other times I've done something different. That was like a personal thing because it was like, okay, so let me get into the actual reason. Okay, so how the raid Pokemon work is that at each like health milestone, so like at like 75% of its health, 50% of its health, and 25% of its health, roughly, it's going to use, it's just going to cheat essentially. So like once it gets to that level of health, it's going to do something like maybe use a move, maybe swap type effectiveness, or super effective moves are now not very effective, and etc. But yeah, it's going to cheat in some way essentially, and I don't even mind it. The devs put that in to make the raids a little bit more difficult and interesting, more of a puzzle to solve, because frankly the community is such a powerful, like, yeah, I don't even know how to put it. Like if you were going to do this by yourself, you would like throw your computer at the wall or whatever and probably go cry. But together as a community, we have like so much power in solving the raids and coming up with a strategy that is essentially foolproof, that they have to make it as difficult as they possibly can, and that includes cheating. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that usually it's at like the 50% milestone. Some of the raid bosses will attempt to heal. Now, you can block this heal with the move Heal Block. Fairly self-explanatory, but that is why it's so important. It seriously is. If you don't have a heal blocker on your team and you're fighting one of those bosses, you just lose. That's just straight up how it goes. You have to have a heal blocker, okay? And again, it's pretty simple. This isn't the most expensive one to get. You don't even have to make it good. Like I've made mine. I usually, like when I'm breeding, I usually just prefer to make them good, obviously, but that's unnecessary. Just any heal blocker will do. I would recommend Gothitelle, and I'll just show you the stat. I mean, this is like one of the most popular ones for raids, but yeah, I think it's because it has just like good overall stats. It's not going to get like overwhelmed and targeted by the boss and killed. And with high speed, like this is okay speed, but with timid and high speed under a tailwind, you should be completely fine. And if that is a problem, throw a choice scarf on it. Okay? So there you go. That's heal block. I'm serious. This is crucial. If you're fighting a raid Pokemon that attempts to heal and you don't have a heal blocker, you lose. Okay? I warned you now. All right, but those are the two like utility mons that I wanted to get out of the way, because I think that every single person that intends to do raid should have one. And like I said, you will straight up be excluded by, because you need 4 people to do a raid, and if 3 of them like have already come together and they're looking for one that has heal block, if you don't have heal block, they're not going to let you raid with them. All right, moving on. So yeah, like I said, those are the 2 utility mons that I think everyone should have. And now we're gonna get into some more specific stuff. So take you over here. First of all, shout out to this person. Call me Sensei X, because both of these guides are from them. They put out great content. Thank you. So let's just go ahead and go through this guide. So I'm just showing you what the raids were last Halloween. There's no guarantee that this can be the exact same, but it's at least, like, why would you not look at it if the information is available? So let's just go through really quick. We have a Galvantula, Banette, Hypno, Golurk, Scolipede, Mandibuzz, Absol. And again, like I said, the legendary was Darkrai. So kind of what I'm trying to get across here is that fighting types are good, okay? Fighting types are, I would say, like the best type to have to take on raids, okay? And you're like why? Well, because the 2 hardest ones, so if you guys are curious, they rank how hard the raids are with a star level. So the 2 hardest ones, and then Darkrai as well, who's a dark type. Hold on, it is pure dark, right? Yeah, it is pure dark, but just show for the viewers. Yeah, pure dark type. So the last 3 hardest raids are all dark types, and dark types are weak to fighting types. It's really just as simple as that. Yeah, and I'll talk about them more in the later upcoming raids, but trust me, fighting types are very good. You can frankly kind of steamroll through the first couple of these guys with, like, I don't know, like a generally decent raid team that isn't like specific to beat them, but things really get harder when you get into the last couple of raids. If you've never done them before, just trust me on it. It's true. Like, pretty much anyone that has appropriately leveled Pokemon and is somewhat competent can get through like the first couple of them, but the difficulty ramps up. Okay, so that's why I would recommend fighting types, especially for Halloween and also just in the future to come. And another thing to point out would be 2 bug types here. Fire types are also good. There was a pretty popular strategy back in the day before we've kind of hammered out the best way to do raids, which was to use Sun and use So you would use Sun and then use hidden ability Charizards and like Typhlosions. They don't have to be hidden ability, but Typhlosions with Eruption. And now we have access to Heatran. Back in the day, we didn't. So yeah, just be like a Sun team, you know, like Volcarona, whatever. And that's fine. But the gimmick here with raids is that there's a damage cap, okay? So you can only do a certain amount of, like, there's a maximum amount of damage that your attack can do to the raid Pokemon. I believe with like neutral attacking moves, so like not super effective, I believe it's 5% damage cap. You can fact check me in the comments if you like, but I believe it's 5%. And with the super effective attacking move, it's 6.5%. So even if like your like boosted up fire move would do more, it's going to get capped at 5%. You're not going to be able to do more than that. Versus if you had used a super effective move, you could do up to 6.5%. Okay, and this is actually really important because how like kind of the community has like solved raids now after we have a better handle on them is essentially you're going to have 5 attacking mons that are hitting cap, so 6.5% or as close as you can to, like 6% to 6.5% will be good enough, and everyone will have like 1 utility mon in the back. Like I said, the Murkrow, maybe a heal blocker, maybe a sweet center or gravity mon to make sure your focus blasts hit, something of that nature. And the math just works out. So if you have 5 attacking mons, so like 4 of you have 5 attacking mons that do 6.5%, that's a guaranteed win, essentially. Okay. So yeah, if you're curious on the math, 5 times 4 would be 20. 20 times 6.5 is more than 100%. So that's that's how it works pretty much. You only need 5 mons to hit cap per player, and then you can each carry 1 utility mon and you'll beat the raid. assuming you do everything right and don't miss a heal block or etc. Counteract the cheating that the opponent does. Okay, so yeah, that's that. I think that's all I wanted to say about Halloween. Fighting types for sure. Fire types are fine, and I think fire types will kind of help you get to the harder raids where you need to bring fighting types. But yeah, it's very important. And like I remember this was like you had to bring bug types, I think, back in the day. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, like the Volcarona is a great mon. Again, I would definitely recommend Volcarona. I would say the most because it covers like the fire types and then bug, and it's just good. And like I said before, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but a lot of players at like the earlier raids will just say like, "Oh, we're running fire," or like we're running sun teams, and that's fine, but it won't get you to the Darkrai. Just wanted to warn you guys about that right now. Okay, and again, we don't know for sure that this is going to be the same, but it'll at least be similar. Okay, it'll be on theme for Halloween. All right, moving on to the next one. This was the last Christmas event. Okay, and again, thank you to this person. Call me Sensei X. All right, so yeah, going through here. Again, you can probably see why fire is good. It matches up against the themes pretty well. Ice. So yeah, this is the first couple ones, and then some normal types, right? This piece of try not to swear in my videos now, but all right, I've talked about them before, and then yeah, these guys, and then there was Jirachi at the end, and again, fire and fighting. Oh, actually, no, Jirachi's a psychic type, isn't it? It's a steel psychic, so yeah, not fighting. Let me just, huh? All right, whatever. Pretty sure it is. Whatever, you guys get my point. Again, fire is going to be good, as you can just look at the mons that we're seeing, and it also fighting types, right, with some normal type mons in here. And again, bug out of nowhere is important. So just keep that in mind. I would definitely recommend Volcarona, 100%. Most people have like Scythers or Scissors for PvP. You can slap that one in too. I'm trying to think of other bug types, and there frankly aren't that many. So yeah, Volcarona and Scissor, I guess. And then make do and figure it out. Try to hit cap any way you can. All right, and then you can also use dark types against psychics. All right. But again, I think that is all that I really wanted to cover here. I just want to show off the mons so you guys know what to expect. And again, there's no guarantee, but I think the themes are important, right? There's going to be a lot of ice types, probably going to be a lot of people setting snow. So again, a sun, like for Christmas, sun is probably going to be definitely very good. So there you go. And then finally, again, like we're kind of getting like further down the line, but I just figured I'd show all of these because I think that you should really just prepare for all of them at once. Like just start making raid Pokemon, and we'll get into more specifically which ones after this. Okay. Again, I just want to go through this really quick. So again, fighting type. This would be like ground type. Fighting types, you know, ground type, I guess. This could be fire or ground or fighting. This had to be fighting. So you guys kind of get the point. Okay. Fighting types are very good. Fire types are good too. But yes, you want to make sure you're hitting super effective damage. Also, electric types are good too as well. If you can set rain and click thunder a bunch of times, or even just reduce the opponent's evasiveness so thunder doesn't miss. That's also a great strategy. Ampharos is a great mon. I'll show you some of my raid Pokemon now. But again, just want to show off what you should expect, and fighting types are good. Hopefully I said that enough times already. Okay. So yeah, I actually got a Volcarona right here. So yeah, modest, 252 special attack, 252 speed, good IVs, and then bug buzz. And then this for raids is probably going to be what's it called? Fire blast, right? Because again, you can manipulate evasiveness, so it's fine. All right, let's get into some more specifics. Okay, so let's look up fighting type. All right, we got a bunch here. Okay, yeah, perfect. So Metacham is a great mon as a fighting type. So let's go ahead and just show this real quick. It gets pure power, which doubles the Pokemon's attack. I've done another video talking about huge power, which is essentially just the same ability with a different name. It's absolutely ludicrous that this ability is in the game. Take advantage of it, okay? So if we can just go ahead and look at our base stats. So the attack is relatively low at 60, but at doubled, it's 120, okay? And it's fast enough, and yeah, it's good. Trust me, it is. And it has that beautiful, beautiful fighting type with high jump kick. So this thing is definitely going to hit cap on anything that it does super effective damage against. Look out for that Mon. It's great. Let's keep looking. Sorry. Whoops. Fighting type. All right. Let's keep going. I chose to breed up some Lucarios. I would probably recommend maybe going. I would just get one of both if I were to do this again. I made mine physical, but it ended up being like it would be better if it was special with Focus Blast. I gave mine physical with close combat and like just like a physical set. But yeah, something to look out for. Obviously, Lucario is good. It doesn't have any like busted ability, but it's just a great Mon. Just show the stats here. 110 attack. We were talking about Metacham at 120. This is 110. So yeah, a great Mon for sure. Let's move on. I have a Gallade here. All right, and this gets sharpness. Okay, so this boosts the power of slicing moves by 50%, and all of my moves are slicing. And what you're going to be looking out for is Sacred Sword. Okay, 90 base power with a 50% boost with Gallade's already high attack stat. Definitely hitting cap, not even a question. All right. Next, that would be Heracross. Oh, I actually missed this when I was talking about bugs. But yeah, honestly, bug types are like a sleeper because there's like specific fights where it's like, oh, like bugs would be great here. They're not like always good, but I think like filling those niches where it's like you can have a sun team, a fighting type team, and then some bug mons in the back that can maybe fill both roles, like fighting and bug. And you should be like pretty much good. Maybe you have to like breed up a couple during raid season, but for the most part, you'll be fine. Let's just go ahead and show this. So this gets Guts. Unfortunately, you're auto healed when you go into the battle, so you can't like use that as effectively as you might wish. You kind of have to like live with a flame orb to use that. But yeah, it's not always going to work out. But you know, it's nice if it does. And then also gets Mega Horn, which is a crazy powerful move, and close combat, of course. With let's just show this off. Yeah, you're definitely just rather just go Guts here in case you get lucky. I probably wouldn't give mine a flame orb, but you know, always something to consider. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at the stats. 125 base attack. This thing is a monster, and it's going to hit cap. All right, so let's go to the next one. I want to show all the fighting types before we do anything else, because they're absolutely cracked. Wait, oh yeah, this is just like a Blaziken that I made. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend a Blaziken, honestly. Yeah. I wouldn't. I mean, 120 base attack. I mean, like, it's fine. Like, it's absolutely fine. It is a fire and fighting. I think that's why I made it. But, I mean, there's better options. Like, Blaze Kick isn't that good of a move. And, I mean, high jump kick, obviously. But if you're going for, like, a firefighting, I don't know. You could probably go for an ape or something else. All right. I mean, that's all. Yeah, you can also take one of your catching Breloons and just throw on, like, close combat on these guys, and that'll be fine as well for raids. Just show that real quick. Where is close combat? Yeah, right here. So yeah, you can just give this thing close combat, and this is perfectly fine for raids as well. So yeah, that's about all the fighting steps I think I wanted to show off. Just look through really quick, see if I have anything else. Oh yeah. You can make a Hitmonlee if you want. Again, this isn't necessarily something I would fully recommend. Like there's other good fighting types. Like I think the main ones I was showing, like Gallade and Metacham, and then obviously Lucario if you want to make Lucario. But yeah, you can absolutely roll with Hitmonlee. I think I would put this in like the same tier as like Blaziken, where it's like it's fine, but it wouldn't be my first pick. But yeah, again, just like high attack fighting type Mons. That's what you're gonna want. Okay, I think that's all of them. Yeah, and then yeah, we could roll with Infernape too if you want. This is like my storyline one, I think. Yeah. So I wouldn't do that, but you know, I think you're getting the point. Okay. Next, let's show the Sun team. So let's do Fire. So I would always recommend Ninetales because Torkoal isn't going to give you any value. It's going to set Sun, and then it's going to be too slow to attack and die. So for raids, definitely go Ninetales. And go Modest because this thing really struggles to hit cap because it's just like its special attack stat just isn't the highest in the world, frankly. Let's go ahead and just show this. That's 81, so it's not the greatest thing. But yeah, make sure it has Fire Blast, and you're at least setting Sun and doing a little bit of damage before it dies. So that's fine. And then of course you have your Typhlosions. This is a staple. Eruption under Sun with Modest with 31 attack with a choice. I mean, Give your choice specs to something else because this is already going to hit cap. Obviously, like that's great. Darmanitan is a great dual pick for fire and fighting because it gets superpower. And this thing's attack stat is absolutely cracked. Let's go ahead and just show this real quick. At 140 base attack, okay? So even though you're not getting the stab boost, this thing will hit cap for a fighting type mod, okay? It's crazy. So yeah, Flare Blitz and superpower. Oh, and it gets sheer force too. I forgot about that. So yeah, it's gonna hit cap. All right, next Charizard. This is definitely the most powerful of the fire. I mean, obviously you have eruption, right? You have where's my heat ran? Yeah. So you have things that can click. Oh, I don't have eruption. Okay, whatever. But you get my point. You have things that can click eruption. That's fine. Whatever. But in terms of just like pure power, this thing with solar power under sun boost with like a life orb or something. I mean, it does crazy damage. And you can also probably see that I've thrown Focus Blast on some of these guys to like also be used in the fighting type raids. Okay, you have Entei. Entei's fine. You know, it's a legendary. It's fine. I wouldn't. You know, it's fine. And then the Volcaronas, like I was talking about. So yeah, those are like the two main like types that you want to get covered, and these are some of the best Pokemon to do so with. I can also show you some alternatives as well. Honchkrow with superpower. If you have this from fighting red, this can also hit cap on the fighting type gyms. A Cloyster can be nice to slot in sometimes. Like so, for instance, like on the Tangrowth. Tangrowth is weak to ice type moves, and it's also weak to fire. Yes, but this is fine to slot in as well if you need like an extra bit of damage. Yeah, so like stuff like that to look out for. Just make sure to be looking out for super effective moves. And you know what? I think I should cover electric types too before we move on. Did I spell that wrong? Yes. Okay, so this is the most important one by far. It's going to be plus Ampharos. So here, up special attack if another Pokemon has plus or minus. So if both of you guys are using, like on your team, and your like group or whatever, on your link, are using plus Ampharos, then you get boosted and click Thunder, and this thing is going to do insane damage. I actually love this mon so much. It's great for raids. Trust, Jolteon, obviously, it's fine. Zapdos, obviously, again, fine. And then a Pikachu with Sweet Scent. So I'll just show this. Expels a Sweet Scent, which lowers the foe's evasion. Okay? So again, I was talking about Defog earlier. You have Sweet Scent. You also have Gravity as well, which is an interesting move. I don't think I actually have a Gravity Mon because we would always just Sweet Scent. And like pretty much accomplishes the same thing. But yeah, so like for the Focus Blast and for those moves that can miss, you're like, okay, wait, why would you use those moves? Like if you miss an attack, don't you just lose? Well, that's why one of the utility mons is going to be using Defog or Sweet Scent or something to lower the foe's evasion, so then you don't miss. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, makes sense. All right, I think another one that I would also recommend for like just slotting in is Hydreigon. This thing has busted special attack. Let's just go ahead and show that. Base stats. 125 special attack. Gets access to Focus Blast. Also gets access to Hyper Beam. Dragon Pulse, of course. It also gets Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse. So again, if you just need something else to like fill out the rest of your damage and you're out of like perfect mons for the raid, if you have a Hydreigon, slap it in. It does damage, and hopefully you can just get that little bit of damage left to finish the raid. So I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover. Just again, look out. Oh, and Pelipper, of course, for rain. If you don't want to do evasion for thunder, and then you can give this thing Weather Ball like I have. It'll do insane damage, or Ice Beam or Hurricane or Tailwind. This can be a great utility mon for the electric types because you can send it in first turn, set your Tailwind. So now you get like what would have been Sweet Scent already taken care of for free with your Tailwinder. So that's always nice. But yeah, that's pretty much like all of like the different specifics that I wanted to get into and all the general stuff as well. So yeah, look out for what the raid Pokemon are, like scout them. There'll be tons of information when they drop. I showed you what the ones last time were. No guarantee they will be, but at least it's a good place to start. Put together a team, like a Sun team, put together a fighting type team, and get some bug Pokemon as well that you can slot in certain places, and just progress and get like certain PVM Pokemon that are just great, like the Cloyster I showed, which has its own use in the game right now, and they can also be slotted into raids if needed, right? Stuff like that. Pick up your legendaries, your Heatrans, your Entei, your wait, no. Where's it? Your Zapdoses, whatever. Obviously those are going to be good. You know what I mean? So yeah, just pick up those high damage mons. Look out for the special attack bonus, and make sure, I'm so serious, if you plan on doing raids, have a prankster Murkrow. It would be like the biggest throw of all time to make all of these mons be like, oh, I don't need a utility mon. Yes, you do. People will straight up not do the raid with you if you don't have one. And as that on that line, I would highly recommend the heal blocker as well. This thing is so valuable in specific raids. Not all raids heal. In specific ones, either you have this or you lose. And also on those lines, just get a like, if you guys don't already have one of these, I haven't made a video on this, but I mean, look at this, okay? It has Light Ball, modest 31 special attack, 31 speed, discharge, surf, sweet scent, thunder. Okay, this is a EV training and leveling Pikachu. It has surf, so you don't have to, if you don't have a surf ocarina, fine, now you can surf. It has discharge. Also, both of those moves, surf and discharge, are AoE attacks and can EV train anywhere. Like literally, this Pokemon right here can EV train anywhere. Okay, by itself. It doesn't need a Smeargle. Just click Sweet Scent for it. It already has that. So just have one of these already, and you'll get it to level 100 by accident by EV training other stuff. And then when the time comes and someone says, hey, like, does anyone have a way to make sure that our focus blasts don't miss? Does anyone have gravity, Sweet Scent, defog? Oh, I have Sweet Scent already because I've just been playing the game. Okay, so look out for those utility mons. Don't throw and make all these like damage mons and then forget about the utility ones. And then keep super effective moves in mind. Definitely make a fighting type team. The Sun team is generally good. And then I couldn't recommend it enough. Just have a couple of bugs to slot in. And like I said, Heracross is great because it hits the fighting type already. And then also is a bug when you need like that specific niche battle where bug types are good. They are sometimes, trust me, they are. So I think that covers everything, man. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys putting together your raid teams. And yeah, just get after it. It's a slow but serious grind, and you don't have to do it all at once. It is expensive to do all these mons to get them all the way up to level 80. So just work on it over time and take pride in growing your box, right? Like I have. So yeah, again, thanks for watching, y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.